Over the last several years, more people have turned to raising chickens at home, but a highly infectious bird flu has created challenges for backyard growers, already affecting more than 58 million birds nationwide. This segment right here is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and APHIS.
That's right. Joining us now with some tips to keep your birds safe is the Assistant Director of Poultry Health for the United States Department of Agriculture. We've got Dr. Julie Gauthier. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
As more people embrace raising chickens at home, because I know several people who do have chickens in their backyards, what do they need to know about the bird flu outbreak?
Well, bird flu, or highly pathogenic avian influenza virus, it's carried by wild migratory birds, often wild ducks, and they can carry this virus usually without showing any signs of disease. But the story is that it's different for domestic poultry. This virus is lethal to domestic poultry like chickens, and it could kill most of a flock within just a few days. And the really tough part about this virus is that there isn't any treatment. We can't cure a chicken once they become infected with avian influenza virus. So what we've got to focus on is preventing them from becoming infected in the first place. And those are the tips I'd like to share with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump into that. What are those tips that you can share to help backyard growers keep their chickens safe?
First, this is really important for backyard flock owners. Don't allow poultry to visit outdoor ponds or other open water sources where wild ducks hang out and other wild birds can gather. Wild birds transmit this virus along with anything they contaminate. This could be feathers, nests, droppings. All these materials could carry the virus to domestic poultry. Keep your birds separate, like I said, from wild birds and really from the rest of the world. Separate your poultry from the rest of the property. Use one entry and one exit into the coop area, and then search that area frequently for wild bird droppings or feathers or nests and remove those right away. Pay close attention to those entryways into the coop area so that you're not tracking in things like wild bird droppings. And then another way you can help prevent bringing the virus into your flock area is to wear dedicated clothes or shoes. So I keep a pair of slip-on boots right next to my coop door and use those only when I'm tending my flock. I don't wear those anywhere else. And also a bottle of hand sanitizer so you can clean your hands before and after you take care of your birds. This goes for equipment and vehicles and supplies as well. Make sure they're cleaned and disinfected before you use them for your birds. And then finally, don't share tools, don't swap birds, or use other equipment between flocks. So just keep your stuff for your flock and don't share equipment with other people, because that's a really good way to introduce a virus into a domestic poultry flock.
Yeah. What's the USDA doing to help address this issue?
We have a Defend the Flock program. You can type that phrase into your search bar and it'll bring our website up for you. Defend the Flock is the phrase. And we have a website with lots of free tools and resources that provide practical biosecurity tips and let flock owners, whether they have a big flock or a small flock, prepare a biosecurity plan to protect your flock. We've got things like checklists, biosecurity workbook, videos, webinars, all sorts of resources for you to help protect your flock.
Yeah. Okay. Before we let you go, what should backyard growers do if they think their chickens might be sick?
If you see signs of illness in your flock, and these could be things like decreased appetite, difficulty breathing, changes in egg shape, or the birds just might be kind of hunched up with their feathers fluffed, these are normal, healthy bird signs. So you should report this to your veterinarian or to your state veterinarian, or you can call USDA's toll-free number in order to get some help. And that number is 866-536-7593. And I'll say that again, that's 866-536-7593.
That's it. Thank you so much, Julie, for taking the time to help us defend the flock.